gonna take duties over with Harry.
He joined the A team.
I'm in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Still got that same beautiful hoodie on, though.
And you love to see it. Thank you, guys. We do appreciate all of your contributions, both analytically and in society and life. So, with that said, Harry, are you freaking ready, man?
I'm so excited for this one. You know, two of my favorite teams. I love them. Jason, that's 4 and 5, in case you're wondering. SK and Complexity going to be occupying those slots in teams I love. There you go, Trace. How's that?
Teams you love, which is every team from what I understand.
Every team apart from Dignitas.
Just because of Pimp?
Well, that and, you know, I mean, well, they got 1 win, so maybe they gained a bit of love for that, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going into cash, Harry. In some way, somehow, I've measled my way back onto the commentary desk. And I don't know whose idea this was. Oh, it's probably my own, but
see,
still.
You and I always seem to cast Cash, Trace. I think this is just your map, you know. Maybe it's because you're a big fan of Cash Money.
Cash Money Millionaires is actually where I got my alias. You're exactly right, Harry. I'm surprised that you even knew that. Actually, I don't think that you did.
I didn't.
But now you do.
Now we go. That's a nice little nugget of information.
A nugget of information. I'm sure you're full of those, aren't you, Harry?
Full of nuggets. I actually wish I was. I'm not. For the first time in a long time.
Well, we do have a pistol round on our hands. Can you believe it? SK Gaming Complexity. SK taking the T side, and immediately Stewie is eliminated.
Yeah, he's going to go down early on. Tried to be a bit confident, takes the fight over in main, and Complexity they actually go aggressive, which you know, respect their way to not instantly kind of go for a much more afraid style of play when you're up against, you know, when you're such an underdog as this, you know, going versus SK. You'd see a lot of teams maybe try and slow things down, play a lot more passively. Complexity, though, opening things up straight away with the aggression into main. I like to see it. And it's netted in the early man advantage. PTR, as a result, is going to be allowed to just kind of taper his way off of mid up towards A. And they're moving into a 3-man hold here. Surely don't go back for more aggression.
Surely they will, but they're all bunched up there towards the A side of the map, and the bomb has squeaked its way over there towards the door, dare I say. And with that, they can only hope to get a kill here. And that's just not going to happen. Bolts is also going to get punished for peeking. PTR is going to take him out. Coldzera coming in as well with a deagle kill on the pistol round. An interesting choice, but it has panned out for him thus far. A 3 versus 4. SK in the deficit.
Oh, nice shot from Ye onto Fur. Now it just falls onto Fallen and Coldzera. Fallen goes down. Cold 1v4 would be required. That's a nice shot with the Deeg. Can he get any more done? He knows the whereabouts of Ye and Android, both of them inside the site, just shoulder peeking the angle. Coldzera, 3 kills to his name, has to try and ace it for the win. It would be a 1v4, but he's only got 9 seconds. He has to take the fight inside the site, and Android running around, wastes his time, and is able to find the headshots. The Complexity, they win the pistol round. A good start from them, and they're going to need the pistols, I feel like, if they want to have a chance of winning.
You know why they got the pistols, Harry?
Why do they get the pistols, Trace?
Because Jason Lake said, "Bring me the pistols." That's exactly why. Now, is that one too old of a reference for you?
You have to bear in mind, Trace, I'm 12, so yes.
Wow. Well, when I was 12, I was a little bit older than 12. That was definitely the saying. You can reference Complexity Redemption. It's a good movie. It'll motivate the hell out of you if you're not careful. Either way, SK dropping the pistol round there, and Complexity picking up one on the Giants themselves. And they're going to elect to buy some SMGs as well as 2 FAMASs. A little bit of utility, though, to kind of thwart off any sort of aggression that SK decides to show here. But as it stands, they are still set up in some of a default pattern, more favoring that B side there for SK. Trying to find an opening, trying to open any door they can and get to any site they can at this point. Oh, look at this wall bang. Fallen, lining them up. And unfortunately, there's no one on the receiving end of that.
Still, Fallen is very, very deadly with this scout. I know personally, I wouldn't want to run into him with it. I wouldn't really want to run into Fallen with anything, though.
It's a fair assessment.
Yeah, he's just unreal. So SK sneaking in through mid. I have to be a bit careful because Android currently resides over there in Z. And they start to wrap up. Up through highway they go. Android does peek into the first. That's Coldzera, the wannabe hero of the pistol round. Of course, he wasn't able to find anything this time around. Peter's going to add a line up 2 more. Ye finishes off Fallen. And this round is quick, clean, and everything in between for Complexity. They'll be feeling good about that one as they make bank with these MP9s because I have a bit of a cold. It was really risky saying the word bank, but it's all good. You know, complexity 2-0 up.
Well, regardless of complexity winning that round, it was pretty much a throwaway round there for SK. They haven't got the weapons yet. And with that, next round will be the round that they buy. They have nothing. They've spent only a little bit of money there on a flash. So you can expect some sort of quick play. It looks like it's going to be towards B. They have been smoked off, so this hit has been paused. But this pop flash is probably coming through the smoke any second now. And we're going to see an all-out Zerg rush. Not quite a Zerg rush, but close.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty apt comparison. It's a bunch of weaker units just charging into this site. They've only got Glocks, so why not? We'll go with it. And none of these stars can craft success as they head on in. Everybody get one, but that's it. Fallen has fallen. Really living up to his name. Complexity go 3-0 up. But now the buy comes in for SK. Easy Street, it's over. And now we head on to Quality Street. Why not?
Quality Street.
There you go.
Okay. Well, with that, Fur does have no frags in the game alongside Bolts and Stewie. So this should be the round to look for them to get in the ball game itself. We're going to see somewhat of a default pattern here from SK. Looks like there's going to be a boost here. Guy towards door, guy towards push, or holding the B push at least. Standard 2-1-2 setup from the complexity side. Man playing on highway there. It's going to be Yaster. K is going to get flushed out with a Molotov. There's a bit of a door push here, though, from Complexity. A bit surprising, though. Could have been a risky one. However, Stu2K is going to find the kill there onto Dap. Or Dep, not Dap. PTR takes him out in return. So now we have a 4-on-4, even numbers. And as I say that, Yaster chimes in for being taken out by Cold Zero.
Yeah, so they've been able to pull it back to an even situation. You kind of saw the blunder from Def over in Squeaky that actually netted SK the early man advantage. Now they go pouring into B, and here's Slemmy. And now there's not Slemmy. He's fallen. Ooh, Android, that's 2 big kills, maybe even a third. He does go down, finally. I say 2 big kills. Actually, it was Cold Zero to help him out and kill his teammates. So now Fallen versus PTR. Orpa on Orpa, but Fallen has the AK. Both players only need to land 1 shot. Timing's everything, and Fallen just sneaks on by. PTR didn't spot him. And now the pressure's on. Fallen tucked away, hiding over in the checkers. And while he's playing checkers, Peter's playing backgammon. 2 different games going on here. It's the mind games, and he's going to have to tap on the defuse. Waits for the peek from Fallen. Fallen doesn't fall for the bait. Now starts to edge on round the corner, spots him out, and Fallen's going to win it in the 1-on-1.
Simply outplayed there. Dirty Peek Pete thinking that he was in heaven the whole time. Didn't quite pan out for him. SK grabbing their first round on the board. Bring the scoreline to 3-1. If you're just joining us at home, if you're at work, wherever you may be in the wide, wide world, welcome. Complexity versus SK. It is the depths of the season, I could say. Playoff race is on, so every match, every map, every round is counting regardless of the teams at hand.
Yeah, I mean, this is the real important, you know, few weeks of the Pro League. This one, and of course the next. The last week is, you know, where the intensity really starts to step up, and we're going to see every team competing for the slightest edge they can get. And that's a good find from Peter early on. He's going to drop Fallen. Manages to win that fight. Now he sits beneath the vents. He's going to have players coming his way. Boost up Android into the vent position. Peter going to be in a very, very tricky scenario if he's not too careful. The flash goes through, but he's in a position to dodge it. Able to drop Stewie. Not able to readjust in time. And now Android pounces out from the boost position up in vents. Lines up 2. And it's just for 1v4. Bomb down. He has to try and go forth to find it. And this is perfect from Android. He's just ducked away, hiding in the corner. He allows Fur to get the bomb, but it's going to be... To say an uphill battle feels like an understatement here for Fur. He's a man who does crazy things, though, so you can't count him out just yet as he starts to slip on into the site.
Trying to get himself a frag there before all hell opens up here in the B-bomb site of Cash. Might get the bomb down, but that's going to be a stretch. He does know the grenades are coming in now. They know he's in the site. The time has ticked down to 14 seconds. It's a 1 versus 4, so all odds are against him. He's going to elect to fake plant, look to get a frag, and here comes the storm. Slimmy gonna grab a frag there on Fur, making it a 4-1 in favor of Complexity right now. Fur still looking to get on the board.
Yeah, well played from Complexity, showing good restraint in that round. Of course, you know, just recently losing their former IGL FNS over to Cloud9, team that we just saw play. So good to see them show restraint in a scenario like that without having, you know, their usual voice in their head telling them what to do. Here's the push in towards A. Flashes rain in, but Def able to open up. He's going to go back for more. That's the bomb dropped out in the open. That's disastrous for SK. And they've been able to force the AWPer off the angle and tag him up. Now Fur in from mid gets his first kill of the game, but that's it. Just one. Def and Android slowly but surely dismantling this approach from SK. Def in with a third, and there we go. Nade out onto Bolt's going to tag him up that much more, and Android finishes. So between them, they lock in at this 5th round for Complexity.
Very disjointed look for SK right now. They don't have any money this round. They find themselves backs against the wall, 5-1. Certainly not how you want to start any match, much less for SK. You can only imagine the team comps going on over there right about now. And we're going to see them look to probably make a fast A play here. They tried B before on their eco round. Look like it's going to be a door and A main split here. PTR going to lob a grenade in there. Do a little bit of damage, not too much though. Bringing Fur down to 78. And here come the frags, and what is another throwaway round from SK Gaming. Not a single member of Complexity falling in that round. 6-1 your score. Going to the 8th round. Take it away, Harry.
Yeah, well, you know, what can I add to that, Trace? You know, it's just a slaughter. I don't know what's going on. 6-1 in favor of Complexity. If you ever asked me to say a score, I never thought would happen. This is it. You know, I mean, these Complexity guys have looked like decent this season. There's no denying it. You know, when they had FNS, since bringing in Sebi, we saw a bit of a drop-off. So I wasn't really expecting this stronger performance out the gate for them. I figured it would just been SK kind of steamrolling over them, but thus far, Complexity have been winning. Now the buy is in for SK. Do you imagine maybe this is the round where they start to try and claim some ground back? Because it's kind of become, you know, a very, very shaky scenario. There's so much money on this Complexity side. Right now, I have 3 players stacked over in B. They've just boosted up Android into the vents. Stewie's going to be in the standoff with him.
Things are about to get dicey here towards the vents on Cash. 2K waiting for this little bit of aggression. He's going to try to punish it, and maybe they can work on it. 3 members towards that B bomb site, though, early on in the round. But right now, SK Gaming is all over this middle area. They do have full mid control. Meanwhile, Depp is posted there at the back quad with AWP. 2K is going to open up the round there for SK Gaming. Taking down the first frag onto Android. Now Yacer is there in that Z connector, trying to find one himself. Coldzera coming into the game himself. And, well, Yacer is going to fall to his hand. So now 3 versus 5. Just Depp and Slimmy left to defend that A bomb site. And scratch that's just going to be Slimmy.
Yeah, and considering how much control SK had of all the CT, all of Heaven, and also coming in from Checkers, there was no way he survives that. Now it is just Slemmy. He's taking these fights. You kind of feel like he doesn't need to, but he's trying to stop these aggressors that are up close. Doesn't matter when Fur's in the back like that.
Later, dude.
So there's SK going to go 2-6. They managed to get around on the board. And quite critically as well, they keep 5 players alive. So they've dodged the reset for the time being.
Yeah, and Android coming in hot here for this Complexity side. 10-2 currently as we go into the 9th round. 6-2 though. He has helped propel this Complexity team to an early lead over SK Gaming here in the ESL Pro League. But SK able to grab that last round does help them to try to get some footing here. They are going to be climbing up the mountain though at this rate.
It's another slow round from SK. They've been fans of these. I figure we would have seen a very, very explosive SK
a no respect style.
Yeah, but that has not been the case. There's been a lot of respect. Maybe, if anything, too much respect the way of complexity.
Kind of what I'd say too, Harry. Either way, Molotov's coming out there for SK Gaming. They're trying to fight for this mid control yet again. You're going to see a boost there. Bomb's going to back off. This could be a late A hit from the looks of it, depending on how this mid skirmish goes. It'll be a Vince boost here from Complexity again. And 2 members on the highway. coldzera's going to sniff out that vent boost, taking down Android. Now Yacer's going to fall back a little bit off a highway. Stewie, though, going to fall to his weapon. Fur has found a frag as he works his way up that highway area. The bomb has went down. Yacer taking out fall, and PTR there onto bolts. And it just does not stop. coldzera left in a 1 versus 3. Yacer, the only one with significant damage done to him, in an AWP in the hands of PTR. Here comes the flash from the forklift area. coldzera trying to find a frag. Does considerable amount of damage. Takes down Yacer in the process. 8 seconds left on the clock, though, so he's just got about the entire world to work against. There's no way he's going to get this bomb down. Slimmy's going to elect to run away, making the correct play, not worrying about the bomb in that situation. Another round going in the favor of Complexity. 7-2, Harry. 7-2, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to say at this point, Trace. It has been a very, very good showing from Complexity. One of the reasons why I haven't been, kind of hinting towards the fact this is anything like we expected is because I really want to showcase, how well Complexity are playing right now. This isn't the Complexity we've been seeing. They've been looking good. And SK, they've helped out. They've made their fair share of mistakes. So,
how about this? Another buy round here for SK Gaming. Money in the bank, but they ain't got nowhere to go with it so far. Almost made a really bad reference there. Stewie 2K, though, opening up the round for SK. Depp going to fall to his AK. And now, it's all left up to Yacer alone in that site to hold it down. But SK Gaming have not converged on it, and he's going to push the door, taking down Stewie in what was a very, very awkward exchange there in the doorway. It could have been an open bomb site, though.
I mean, with that kill coming in, it's kind of forced SK to try and make their way over here towards B, where 3 players, it was 3 until moments ago, lying away. Android just drops the bomb, makes that look casual. He's just dropped Fallen, and now coldzera is going to be the man to try and retrieve it. There is still Android lying in wait down there in the vents. He smokes it off, plays it passively. You can see Slemmy is considering going in for a peek from Z, but he's just going to hold his ground. And PTR hasn't been tested yet. He's still holding down the angle. Bolts is about to go peeking into it. There's only 30 seconds, so SK, time is of the essence. And I mean, if you look at your minimap right now, you can see Ye is all the way up in main. He's got all this information for free. That's allowed them to have such a heavy hold of this B bomb site. 20 seconds. Slemmy's already rotating around. PTR and Android just have to buy a few seconds of time. 14 seconds on the clock. Rotations are already come in thick and fast. PTR finds the first and second as well. He's not done yet. In comes Ye to mop up bolts, and that's an 8th round for Complexity.
And I kind of have to wonder what in the hell is going on here with SK Gaming. The score is 8-2, and it looks as though they're just, I don't know how to say this, they're just kind of all over the place. There's no concerted effort in any general direction. It just kind of, I don't want to say the word lackadaisical approach, but there's definitely not the dominant force that we know SK Gaming to be, which is very unfortunate. We're going to go into another eco round on their behalf. CZ there on the hands of bolts, and they're going to elect to go to this A side of the map. 4 going towards A main. Going to send a player there towards door, but Depp will be waiting. And this could be an absolute slaughter, and most likely will be. Depp's going to grab 1. Can he grab 2? 3. Goes for the 4th. Doesn't seem to find it. Yacer chimes in with 2, and that's the round. 9-2 in favor of Complexity. My goodness. We figured this one would be fast, but maybe not on Complexity's watch.
No, not at all. I mean, if you predicted this, congratulations, you're insane, but somehow correct. And, I mean, correct as of right now. There's still time for it to change. It's SK. You can never count them out. Complexity, they are looking good. I think the man who's doing the most right now is split between either bomb site. Actually, you have Ye over on A, who's been unreal. And Android just homing it down in the B bomb site. They've been in full control. You've never really felt like they've been challenged. This time it's Def to pick up the early kill onto Fur. Yeah, he's been so good on this forklift position, and once again, he wins that first fight versus Stewie. I don't even think we've seen Stewie manage to beat EA yet in this duel over on A. He is in full control, and Stewie has just no way of finding success. Now coldzera boosted up. Going to be scouting out into mid. He's already had a teammate die here early on. Does not want to face the same fate as Fur did in the opening stages of this round. One difference this time around is Bolts have been able to get a forward position over here in checkers, and they're playing a pretty lax B hold. There's only Android there. Def has rotated into heaven, though, as they do have this significant man advantage. 45 seconds on this clock. Android spots the man that's moving in close, waits for the team. Android going to be set up nicely by Def. That was a wonderful synergy between the two of them. Yeah, on the flank wins the fight versus coldzera. What is going on? 10-2, and Complexity are looking fantastic. This is some of the best CS I've seen them play all season.
Or is it some of the worst CS we've seen SK play in a considerable amount of time? 10-2 is the score line, and not a player above 10 frags here for SK Gaming. coldzera the closest, sitting at 9. And we're going to see another eco round come out for SK.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird scenario, right? Because it's like, SK clearly aren't playing the best they've ever played, but I still think you have to give a lot of props the way of Complexity, because, you know, SK are kind of like this team where even if they're playing bad, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. You know, they're not going to let too many mistakes slip through, and Complexity haven't been making them. You know, they're looking confident right now. We've seen, I think, good decision-making across the board, and, you know, with Def going aggressive here, maybe this could be one of the first mistakes we see them make. He's going to go down. Perhaps overextends just a little bit, and that's now going to be an AK picked up for Fur. Question is now, for Complexity, this is one of the first times in a long time we've had to see them play, you know, a man, not a man down, but, you know, losing a man early on like this. How do they adjust to it?
Yaster spotting that player there in the doorway. He's 2-2K. He's going to back off a little bit for reaggressing quietly. Either way, SK has 3 members there in A main, and they're just going to get mopped down by a flash. Yaster coming in with 1, 2, and now it's left to Fur and coldzera, both of which have taken a little bit of damage. Fur is going to go ahead and fall. Wasn't sitting on that much health left. And just like that, another round in the way of Complexity. This is just a tumultuous showing so far for SK Gaming. And you want to like say, okay, well, okay, there it is. Tactical timeout coming in from SK. Harry, I'm going to ask you, and I know that you're a commentator, but I'm going to ask you, what exactly do you say right now if you're in the SK Gaming huddle?
I mean...
And don't try Portuguese, because I don't think you know it.
Yeah, no, I don't. Best I could manage, the closest I could get would be some really, really badly spoken Spanish.
Not going to go very far.
No, yeah, it's not. But I don't know. I think if you're SK, right, you kind of have to acknowledge that this isn't, you know, this isn't a game you should be losing. And I'm not really sure where the issues lie. I think, you know, we've seen Stewie lose that opening duel over towards Squeaky just over and over again. I think maybe if you're SK, you just try play for something fast and aggressive here. You know, you don't really have the most money to work with. Actually, I think they do. I think they're gonna, yeah, they force spot into the previous round. So they've got rifles. If I'm them, I just go for some sort of fast set piece into the B bomb site. Stewie has not been winning the fight over a main. Ye has just been controlling this A bomb site every single round. And, you know, you've got Slemmy, I think the weakest player on Complexity, hands down inside that B bomb site that you can just look to take advantage of. And they're going to do that. They're able to find him early on. Man advantage picked up. Now the nades find good damage onto both Fur and coldzera. PTR. He's out for blood. He's going to be trying to go for the big revenge play. Does get tagged down low, but he's able to escape. And how has he managed that? Now this time, Fur's dropped the A over in main. And that's pulled the retreat in from SK.
3 members there heading back towards that A side. Stewie holding the doorway down, holding it down completely, while Depp is going to sneak around, get back over to the truck. He kind of smells that, hey, these guys might be hitting in reverse. You might be going back to A at this point. But we're going to see 3 members of SK barreling out of A main here in just a second. Molotovs are out. Full utility usage is a full-on hit at this point, and all of Complexity knows it. Fallen finds the kill onto Depp, opening up the site just a little bit. And now the retake is on for PTR and Android. Bomb has been planted. With that, they have plenty of money. They have absolutely no reason not to go for this, especially in the form that they're finding SK Gaming in at this point.
Yeah, they're going to try and creep on in. Android's able to win that first fight. Now it all falls on a PTR. And Fallen Fallen wins the engagement. Still 3-11 for SK. This is not a scoreline that we predicted at all. Pause called in. I'm curious whether or not this is technical or a tactical, tactical or a technical rather. And yeah, it's a tactical for complexity.
You lose one little round, you got scared, so you're moving with your uncle and auntie and belt. Oh, sorry, too much.
That was good. That's a good meme reference I can get behind, Trace. I do love that song as well.
I don't know about your meme references, man. I've heard some pretty questionable memes come out of your side of the equation.
That's true.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you on that one, Harry. But 11-3, complexity over SK Gaming might be a meme in its own. Yeah, only time will tell.
I think if you're complexity, you take the time out here just because you've got a lot of room to work with, and yeah, 12-3 half is very, very different to that of like an 11-4. You kind of can afford. You've afforded at that point a little bit of room for SK to work with. Even if they do make some errors moving into their CT side, that they can still recover. Whereas 12-3, a lot of it then comes down to the pistol round, and that's like a bit of a wild card round anyway. So they take the pause. They clearly weren't content with that previous round. They know they made a few mistakes. They lose. It was Ye and Slemmy early on, and this time they don't want to make that again. You can already see they've tapered this aggression in. No players peeking into B early on. Instead, they've boosted up Ye into the vents. And this is an interesting switch up. They've actually moved Ye from the A bomb site over here to B with Android. I would say two of the most impactful players on complexity right now. Both inside this one site. And that's going to be the right call to make, at least off the bat, it looks like. Because SK have got 3 players set up here early on.
But as you can see, there was absolutely no A main control there from SK Gaming. They're going to be using a lot of utility here towards the B side of this map. Meanwhile, Stewie waiting over there, potentially for the backstab. Man, a lot of grenade damage done there onto Android. 8 HP left, and they're going to just walk this bad boy right back over to A. I can see it right now. Stewie waiting at the door. It's going to be a 2-pronged attack, but little do they know. Slimmy, the Slim Dog Millionaire, may just get some sound cues here any second. He's pushed up there underneath that boost. And they're going to boost 3 members. That'll be some sort of highway hit. See smoke's coming out. Fallen working his way towards the door with the bomb. Complexity not trying to get caught out flat-footed. Slimmy's going to find one. Can he find a second? No, he can't. But Yacer's there to back him up by taking out Bolts and Cold Zero. So a complete disaster for SK Gaming. Fallen with the AWP, walking out the door. Leads to absolutely nothing. A 12-3 scoreline, ending the first half. Complexity with a dominant CT showing here.
This is unheard of. 12-3 in favor of Complexity in that first half. They managed to dig deep and win out that last round, and now they are looking poised to take cash in the second half. Who'd have thunk it? SK, they're going to be kicking themselves. They've had a pretty poor performance across the board, and, not to take anything away from Complexity, they've looked very, very good throughout this entire affair. We've never really seen them lose their composure. Every call that's been made has been... near on pitch are perfect as well. Credit due to Slemmy there. I mean, kind of in his debut, I was questioning whether or not it was too much of a good look for this Complexity roster. He had, pretty big boots to fill, coming in, taking over the role of FNS, who's now moved to Cloud9.
Slim Dog Millionaire. Never sleep on the Slim Dog Millionaire. You know why?
Why?
Because that man is an incredible poker player. You heard it here first. Slimmy, if you're able to go back and watch this VOD, I'm exposing you right now. It's not really exposing, but he is a good poker player. But, all that poker aside, all of that aside, it's all about the servers. There's absolutely no way you can refute this if you're SK Gaming. They're playing on 128 tick servers, and it's just undoubtedly, or how would you say, undoubtedly. Am I close?
No, I think you're pretty spot on originally.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, how about we go to pistol round here? 12-3 in favor of Complexity thus far, and what could surely...
Look at those odds.
Yeah, that's pretty lopsided.
I bet you never thought you'd see that. 1.14 for Complexity, 5 for SK. Why not? Oh, this is madness.
A massive round here for SK Gaming and SK Gaming fans across the world, hoping to see them grab a pistol and maybe claw their way back into this matchup. It's going to be a mid-control take here from Complexity. Flashes are over, and they're over the boost. 2 members out, and Depp is just going to go ahead and kick this round off with a sick headshot there on Defer as they run up highway like it's the Autobahn. Check it out, Bolts there from Truck. And just no contest in the A site. They're going to be getting a pretty easy plant here with 4 members on the back line of SK Gaming towards that truck side.
Yeah, but a 4v5 retake is a very tricky scenario to be in. Fallen has a flash. He's throwing that out, and that's the only utility they had. It's got Stewie into the site. He's joined, of course, by Bolts. PTR biding time, does get tagged up, and it's going to fall Def. Able to find one, Yay in with another, and they're just dismantling this offensive from SK. Fallen, he was the hero, actually, in the few rounds that SK have got on the board, and now he's got to be it once again. Has to get the ace, and Fallen, he spots the last man. It's Android. Time's too far gone at this point, surely.
It's over.
Fallen can't get it done. 4 big kills, and try as he might. Complexity, they're going to get the 13th round tonight. 13-3. And you feel so bad for Fallen there. He gets the ace. He kills everyone in the server. Not everyone. Everyone for Complexity on the server, at least. But it's not enough. It's not enough, Trace.
It's not, Harry. You're exactly right. You know why?
Enlighten me.
Because they didn't hold anything back. You don't know the reference? Fine. I'm over it, dude. 13-3 is the score here, and SK Gaming are far from being on a vacation in this one. This might actually be hell for them. They're gonna, well, they're gonna play coldzera here in this B site by himself. A little bit of support there in the checker. But ultimately, Complexity, having these SMGs, well, this could be a slaughter again. Here comes the B hit. The pop flashes are out. 1 kill from coldzera. He looks for 2. He does grab the second one on an Android. Can he find a third to make this an even round? And he does. Yaster comes into the round himself, taking out Stewie 2K. Looks for a 4th, though, for coldzera. And just like that, coldzera has thwarted this B hit.
What? Oh my goodness gracious, Def! What in the name is that?
All of that work from coldzera.
It's another round where, you know, 4 kills come out from 1 man, and it's not enough to win them it.
1 man. 1 desire. Technical timeout. Heavens knows what is actually wrong. But 14-3, Complexity over SK would be a misprint in some people's eyes, but that is certainly what it says, and that is actually what it is, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah, it's unreal. It is genuinely unreal. I mean, the scariest part is, you know, we've actually seen some good performances from a few key players in the SK Gaming roster. We've seen Fallen have a number of, you know, 3Ks, 4Ks this game. He's looked very, very good. coldzera that round there gets 4 kills with the Deagle. There was a round earlier on in the first half as well where he had to do a similar thing, right? So, you know, I mean, I think Fur's been pretty quiet right now. That's someone you can't really afford to have, you know, go sleeping on you. Stewie has been struggling. We saw in the first half he didn't win a single fight over towards Squeaky the entire half. So, I mean, that's always going to be tricky, right? That's like 2 of your key players not really showing up. Bolts as well. I mean, yeah, they're the 3 names, right? First Stewie and Bolts kind of falling quiet here for SK. And then you look over at Complexity, you know, not to take anything away from them because they've looked very good. Yay, top of the board in the server, 22-9. And he's joined by a pretty wide array of supporting players with him. Def, PTR, and Android all having a good game alongside him. So, I mean, what can you really do now if you're SK?
Probably try to grab 1 round after another, Harry. I think that would be a beginning. Let's start with this next one, perhaps. I'm not really sure what the technical timeout is, but it's no longer existing as the freeze time has begun to tick away.
I think technical timeout was just a few players had some ping spike issues, that was all.
Okay.
But that's been resolved.
You know things. You're in the know, Harry.
Yeah, you know, I got a man on the inside.
14-3. Complexity on the verge of taking this to map point. Because we have an SK Gaming on about a full eco here. coldzera buying a Deagle again. He had much success with it last round, so couldn't hurt to go for it again here in this 14-3. And with that, we're going to see all members of Complexity here towards that A side, electing to send no one towards the B site. Grenades are coming out. The hit will be on here any second now towards the A side. Molotov going out there towards quad. Android getting the first kill with a Deagle on the bolts. Dep coming into the round as well with an AK. And just like that, the trades are on. Stu Decay is left alone with the USP, finding himself a truck. And he does have no armor. Gets the dink off there on the PTR, but PTR is he's not having it today. Takes his head off the AK. 15-3. Match point, Complexity Gaming. My goodness, Jason Lake definitely feeling it right now.
Yeah, we need to see 12 rounds in a row from SK to pull this back to overtime. And I just don't see that happening, Trace. Not with how they've been playing right now. Fallen's got himself the orb. That's perhaps one silver lining for us to explore. He doesn't have armor behind it. And he's alone over here towards A. And problem that I'm seeing is, you know, you got Ye on that Mac 10. Usually wouldn't matter that much. But when your lone defender is Fallen, the armorless Fallen, no less. The aim punch from that little, the shredder is pretty brutal. Here they come. Fallen's opened up. And we've seen so many times this man having massive performances from this area of the map. Gonna drop himself a second. Fur swings on in and suddenly it's all onto Android. 1v5. He's able to manage one. Can he create any more space for himself to work with? We've seen some phenomenal clutches today, but this one feels like it might be one step too far. Fallen peeking out now. Hasn't actually spotted him. Android tries to go for the tap and is just betrayed by that. So SK 4-15, 11 rounds needed in a row now.
Taparoo, Harry. And it just didn't happen, did it? And with that, Complexity still sitting on match point. Of course, nothing changes there. They don't lose a round by losing a round. 15-4 is the score. Round number 20 on our hands. And it's going to be a save round for Complexity, so likely another round here for SK, but only time will tell. Can't say too much about SK right now. They're not looking so hot. Right now, definitely favoring this A side of the map. They're trying to get a, what would you say, Harry? A cheeky wall bang. There we go. Not finding any damage on either side there. Neither player connecting bolts or depth. But Yaster has a pretty good spot there. And he's able to get out and, well, put just a little bit of fire down range. Fur's also taking a little bit of damage from that door player in depth, but it's not going to be enough. Again, this is a save round for Complexity. So the likes of a crew of Deagles, a couple Glocks here and there. Throwaway round, really. It's going to put us up to about a 15-5 here, pending the outcome of the Deagle of PTR. He finds one kill on the Fallen, gets a second on the Fur through the box onto that highway. Now he's going to try to figure out what he's going to do with this bomb here. He does have a teammate towards the door there in Slimmy. But not for long. Slimmy is going to get decapitated by bolts. And now PTR is going to try to brave it and walk in this B site. And he's about to be punished just like that. Stu2K grabs his AK and puts that round away. Hey. Might just lay by the bay. Eat some hay.
Well,
you don't like Adam Sandler, I'm convinced.
I don't like Adam Sandler, you're right.
Well, you can leave.
Well,
right
his
now.
early films are okay. We don't talk about
those are the ones
recent...
I'm referencing.
Oh, well, that's good then.
Oh, whatever, dude.
You a big fan of the film Click?
Actually, it wasn't that bad.
No, I don't think it was awful. Right? Like I think
that wasn't his worst.
That was like one of the turning points, undoubtedly, though.
Big oof there. PTR going to get aggressive, try to peek that A main before he's punished by Fallen with the big green gun itself. Now Complex is going to use a little bit of utility to try to back off this B defense there on the side of the map of SK Gaming. Coltera is not going to be scared by these grenades, these smokes, these Molotovs. He's going to take that AWP and shove it right down Complexity's throat. Android coming in there. Try to even things up just a little bit by taking down Fur. What is a 4 versus 3? 2 AWPs in the hands of SK Gaming. One on Fallen, one on Coldzera. And Yaster finds Stewie. So just like that, we have an even strength game. 3v3 here, and it's going to be a B hit from Complexity.
Yeah, now Coldzera's here. He's one of the players who has been doing well. It feels like it's him and Fallen versus the world at this moment in time. And in this instance, it is Cold standing all on his lonesome. He has to try and find 3 players as they breach into this B-bomb site. He resides in the back of Checkers. And they've let him slip by for the time being. They're going to leave him. Having Ye just homing in on the angle. Slemmy holds close. And yeah, and Android, 2 of the big hitters for Complexity in this game. Fallen's going in for a lengthy flank, and he spotted out Ye. That's a nice, easy kill. He'll take that all day long. Slemmy doesn't check the close angle. Bolt's able to get 1, and now it's Android. 6 HP. versus the two players for SK who have been on the scoreboard all game. Fallen and coldzera. One of them already on the bomb. Android gonna falter, and just like that, SK, they're in with a 6th round on the back of a 3K from Fallen. And now just 9 rounds between them and an overtime.
And we can expect to see maybe a couple pistols come out here on the side of Complexity, but ultimately the money is not looking so hot. Probably going to be a save round there, and of course SK Gaming having a considerable amount of weaponry from the last round. And a 15-6 scoreline here as SK Gaming begin to claw their way back into this matchup. And coldzera having a big part in that right now, sitting at 15 frags. A little bit of A-main control. Fur does get the pop flash of a lifetime, but is ultimately unable to capitalize. Yacer chimes in, grabs a pistol kill. Certainly helping Complexity's odds in this eco round. Have this, we're gonna have these players here kind of divide up from the SK side over to the sites. They realize it's a 4v5. coldzera setting up in mid and Fallen peeking A main with the AWP, holding a rather tight angle. He's gonna be able to get this shot off and know rather soon if the full hit is here, or he's just gonna take down Yacer, and that'll be that. Now the bomb kind of stuck here in the doorway. The last 2 members of Complexity are gonna come back from that B side of the map over towards A.
Yeah, they're just sitting pretty, waiting, taking this clock down a bit. Bolts is positioned over in main. Got the aggressive peek with that M4. Smoke goes down. He's going to reposition onto the forklift. First smoke falls up on the rafters, and second now for the cross. And this is going to allow them to work themselves into close angles with these CZs. And actually, interestingly enough, Fallen's rotated away. Bolts is the only man inside the site, and he's had a pretty quiet game. Is able to manage himself too. Now Fallen comes rotating in. PTR with one more. It's a 2-on-2. Surely they don't win on the back of a force. You don't force by win the game versus SK. This cannot be how Complexity close this map out. Stewie's on a monstrous flank. They've put a lot of faith in this man from this position, but he only manages one. Now it's Fallen versus Android. Both these players have been the best on their team, or one of at least. Android playing the mind games. Fallen's gotten by, but Android's just toying with him.
Oh, man.
Tucks away. Fallen.
Ring around the rosy, Harry.
They're not going to find each other. He's up on top of Ray. He's going to go looking for him. Fallen, no idea where Android is, and Android gets it done.
Oh,
Complexity,
my.
They are going to win it out versus SK. They managed to get it done, and they look dominant while doing it. A victory that I don't think anyone predicted. That is absolutely unbelievable for Complexity. They're going to go 1-0 up in this series.
And you kind of got to wonder what had happened within the camp there to see such an explosive performance. Or is this an SK falter? Either way, congratulations to Complexity on grabbing this map. And certainly we're going to be going into another one here shortly, which will be Train. So with that said, we're going to go a quick break. And we come back, we're jumping into Train with the Analyst Desk.